And now for more Gridiron Live from Wild Wing Cafe in City Market.
And welcome back to Gridiron Live, like you just heard, always right here at Wild Wing Cafe in the heart of City Market. Frank Sulkowski, Chelsea McDonald, and I don't know if you're used to a lot of special guests and everything else, but this one's a pretty cool one.
I am very excited. I've never ever seen something that we're about to see right now, so I am very excited for that.
What we're about to see is Freedom the Eagle, Georgia Southern's mascot, our nation's mascot, if you will.
Absolutely.
Steve Hein, director of the Center for Wildlife Education and the Lamar Q Ball Raptor Center. It's a long title, but I always get it there at Georgia.
Wildlife Center will work.
Wildlife Center director joining us this Sunday morning. And Georgia Southern, of course, the Eagles off this week, no football game. So Freedom was looking for something to do, so we thought we could let him spread his wings here in City Market a little bit. And yeah, it's one of those things. And Steve, talk about it. Talk about Freedom. How did he come to Georgia Southern? How did he get to this point right now today?
Well, and I want to thank you, Frank, for allowing us to be on your show here at Wild Wings. The smells here, by the way, he's loving the smells. But no, we have the quest. You know, we're tied to Georgia Southern football. Of course, the Eagles being our mascot, and really it is the genesis for building a wonderful wildlife center. We had a bird that flew over the stadium in 1990 that turned out to be a turkey vulture, not an eagle, and that really built that. But we were on a 12-year waiting list looking for an eagle that was non-releasable but still flight capable. We have other eagles, but to find one that is not, that's able to fly but really can't be released, for him it's his beak. It doesn't align properly, and so we have to go in there and trim it. So it meant that he functionally couldn't survive in the wild, and they needed to place him. So we were on a 12-year waiting list with U.S. Fish and Wildlife, and I got the call. He's now been with us for 9 years. He's been flying at football games for, in fact, 7 years, plus graduation. We do the graduation flight.
And that's one of those things, football games on Saturday, there's nothing like it in Statesboro when you experience it. We know other schools try, but Georgia Southern is where it's at when it comes to as far as this type pregame ritual.
Well, I hope so. We certainly don't take anything for granted when flying Freedom, but it does mean a lot to a lot of people. And I'll tell you what's great is when we even go abroad, when we go to other, he travels to all the away games. I remember quite vividly being at Navy, at the Naval Academy, and the men and women, the midshipmen, so appreciative. And another game that really stands out was Alabama. To be there in Alabama with Freedom, they loved it, and that was after they got off over that shock that we were about ready to beat them. So, but anyway, it's nice having a mascot that means so much to so many across the country.
Can you talk a little bit about the training of Freedom? What do you have to do to make sure that
he's a big apex predator, top of the food chain, so we got to keep it really, really on the positive side. Can't use negative. So we'll see here, he's watching my hand. Everything is about watching my hand, keeping it positive, and target training. So we made him look, and I'll have him look out into the audience right now. He's going to look away, so we keep it positive, and then we give him a nice little reward. Everything is positive, and so it takes a little while, takes a little patience, but the rewards are there.
And talk about it. We know what we do at football games as far as flying in and you being there, but a big part of what you guys do isn't about the football game. It's about educating and educating the folks. I mean, that's the key mission of what you guys are doing there for the Center for Wildlife Education.
Absolutely. I mean, Freedom is huge and valuable and important, but of course, consistent with Georgia Southern University, we're all about education. The Wildlife Center is truly one of a kind in the nation. We have a 18-acre, a little over $3 million commitment to environmental education. So while this only represents maybe 10% of my job, it's the most visible. Sorry for that, but education, environmental education, and to that end, Freedom is an ambassador not only for the institution or for Wild Eagles, but really for environmental education. So he's become quite important, and it's a real privilege and humbling to be his handler.
Well, we're honored that you could join us this Sunday morning. I know a lot of folks starting to gather here in City Market. We've got some fans, so I'm going to let you mingle and let folks see Freedom up close and personal. We'll check back in with you.
Go do what I do.
You do what you do. No problem. Steve Hein, as always, want to thank him for bringing Freedom to Savannah this Sunday morning. And how cool is that to be that close to a bald eagle?
I've never been that close before, and I was kind of getting freaked out when he kept flapping his wings, but it was a great experience.
It is a great experience, and if you want to join us, come on down. We are just outside Wild Wing Cafe here in City Market. We're going to step away, but when we return, got to talk some high school football, including going to introduce you to this week's Enmark High School Football Player of the Week. That's when Gridiron Live continues. Stick around.
Gridiron Live from Wild Wing Cafe in City Market will be right back.